You want to go from zero to hero? You want to be the best to ever do it? You want to be the first person to make it successfully in your family? Maybe you already tried to venture on your own and you failed and you're back with your mama. Maybe you even tried to do it with a roommate. That roommate fucked you over, like my situation. Maybe you even tried to give other people a chance, but yet you're in the same position over and over and over again, and now you see yourself spinning it on its wheels and you don't know what to do. Well, I have an answer for you and I have a solution for you. Well, the reason why I put this thumbnail up is because everyone knows the trope in anime when you go from zero to hero. Shout out to all my anime lovers out there. We're going to be using and referencing this a lot, but I have 3 things that you definitely need if you want to complete zero to hero in 2025. We're going to take the rule and we're going to apply it to 2025. Now, obviously, anime in this core sense is not from 2025. It's from back in the day when they still used swords and shields, but nevertheless, the stories are still real, okay? And I'm going to give you a story, so if you just bear with me for 5 minutes, I'll give you the 3 points, I'll explain them, and then I'll give you my backstory at the end of it as well. You guys ready for it? Okay, let's do it. Welcome to the Social Grade School. My name is Asa Taylor. Pleasure to be here and pleasure to meet you guys. If you guys is the first time here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are going to just be going over man shit and man rules 101. So if you guys are getting value from anything that we do, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. Now, the reason why we are using anime, because it is the most relatable form of content that I can think of in order to really drive these points home to you, okay? Because reality is, less kids are moving out, more parents are actually starting to finance these kids' lives or you guys' lives, and if you want to make that change and you want to make it a little bit easier on your parents, you need to do these 3 things, and they're critical. And the first thing is, get an idea of what your finances are. How much money are you making? How much money are you spending? Are you in debt? And if you are in debt, how much are you in debt? And come up with a plan to start paying your debt back. Now, story time. I started a business. That business failed. Now, I still have credit card debt for that business, and I have to owe the IRS money to pay that business back. Why? Because on me, I didn't hire a CPA. So now my finances are all jumbled up. I'm already paying my student loans. I'm already paying my credit card bill. So now I have to add another bill on top of that because I failed to plan. You don't want to be like me. You want to make a plan. You want to know exactly how much money you got coming in, how much money you're spending. And if you are really fancy, you can use an automatic tracker, and then that comes from Rocket Money or Rocket Mortgage, whatever they're called now, okay? Now, second thing, and I'm using my notes here, so excuse me. Get a mentor. You need to get a mentor, someone who's actually been there before. Now, my mentor, I can't give you all the information. If you'd like to, hit me on IG, I'll go ahead and give you that information. But my mentor helps me out so much because I listen to them every single day. Not only about just life, but about relationships, about things that I can't necessarily talk or put in or express in words to other people, right? There was a time where I got so frustrated with how business was going, I just gave it up. I called him, I let him know what was going on, and he was just like, man, you're 26, you're 27, don't worry about that. That just comes with time and age and experience and maturity. And I said, you know what, you're right. I may be overthinking this. Let me not do it again. And then lo and behold, I did recover. I am still paying some of that stuff back, but it was a great learning lesson. So get a mentor. You'll be able to talk to them about things that most other people that can't necessarily talk about because they don't have the experience, number 1, or number 2, they just don't see the vision. So you need that mentor, okay? And the last one is make a plan. Make sure that plan is going to work and plan to fail. Okay, now make sure that everything that you're planning on doing, if you want to make it to the next level, if you want to make it to your own apartment or your own house, okay, make sure that you have a fail-proof plan by planning for the worst things that could happen. Okay, if you're going to be buying a house, understand what type of market is going to be. Understand that do not buy in any of the places like Houston or Dallas or Killeen, Texas, or Gary, Indiana. Do not buy in any of those areas, or Arkansas, or Mississippi, or Alabama. Why? Because those places are not going to appreciate. They're not going to give you the return on investment that you're looking for. If you want to make some extra side money, what kind of business are you going to be looking for? You always want to plan for the very worst situations first, and then plan for the best situations next. But you hope for the worst. You hope for the best. You plan for the worst. So what is the worst thing that could happen? That's the only thing I'd be thinking about all day, every day in my mind before I make a big decision, a big purchase, or anything like that. Because I've fallen into the trap with, okay, this is the best case scenario. Hopefully, maybe this is going to work out. But what's the problem? The problem is hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a plan. Faith is not a plan. So you need to do something different. You need to actually plan for the worst case scenario first before you actually start hoping or planning for the best case scenario. Because if I'm not mistaken, 60 to 70% of first-time business owners fail. Our first businesses fail within the first 12 to 24 months. So you know, based off those numbers alone, the majority of people are not successful in their first business or in their business in general. So they're gonna fail. The statistics and everything is against me, right? Now, how did I come to this conclusion? What was my mistake that I made in order for me to be set on this path of excellence or trying to go from zero to hero? Well, very simple. My family, my dad's side of the family is Bamas. And what I mean by that is they're from Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, like down that area, right? I saw how they lived. I saw how they were comfortable with their salary. And here's my thing about the boomers, right? I respect the boomers because my dad's 75 right now. I respect the boomers, but the problem with the boomers is this. They get way too comfortable with a certain amount of money, in a certain status, in a certain way of doing things that they never take into consideration everything else. So if I wanted to do more, I was constantly being discouraged. If I wanted to venture out and go to California, Arizona, New Mexico, or wherever the case may be, I was being discouraged. Why? Just come to Mississippi, just relax here. Now, why the hell would I want to do that? Why would I want to go to Jackson, Mississippi? Why would I want to live like that? I mean, I have my ambition. This is so far in front of me that I can't even just explain it. No one understands it, right? And when I talk to my people about it, then it's one of those things to where they're constantly, without necessarily knowing, they're constantly trying to push me in the direction of comfortability, stability, maybe getting a family, maybe doing things the right way that they did and it worked for them, but it's not going to work for me. See, I'm not like that. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather not follow into their footsteps in the way they did it and do it my way. So that way I can be a little bit more knowledgeable. That way I can just have my foundation built a little bit more solid. I want to be able to enjoy my kids. I want to be able to enjoy my wives. I want to be able to do things that they wouldn't be able to do because they just didn't have the money. And so, as I wrap this up and put a bow on it, I had to fail early, and I have to fail early in order to have that success later on in life. And just keep in mind, guys, I'm 29. I just turned 29 not long ago. So I understand that it's going to take a significant amount of time, but as I keep doing this, as I keep being better at editing videos, as I keep on creating my hobbies and working, something eventually is going to pan out. And when that does happen, you guys are going to be here waiting with me at the social grade school, and everybody else that's doubted me is going to look at me just a little bit differently. Why? Because I've been talking about doing this, and I've been talking about going this direction, and I'm actually putting it in the work to do it. I actually made it plan. I actually have a mentor. I actually have control of my finances. I actually have a surplus coming in, cash on cash returns every single month, and I'm paying off my debt. So I'm building my credit up as well. So guys, I don't want to go too deep in it. It's supposed to be really only a 5 to 6 minute video. I think the video is at 10 minutes now. I'm going to end it. I love you. I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.